So Rob Zombie is making The Munsters. Now I did a video on this a little while ago. I'll leave it linked above, just to give you a brief rundown of it. And back then, I will hold my hands up, be honest. You know, I said I have some slight concerns, but all of that is actually dashed to one side now. 100% dashed to one side. The care and attention that Rob Zombie seems to be doing here is incredible. Really, really, really incredible. So we're going to run through a whole bunch of updates. Nothing major, but there is one rather large update, which I think you guys will appreciate. And it's all to do with the house. The house was iconic in the Munsters. It was an iconic looking house. Like you could see it. It looked interesting. It was intricate. It was obviously very out of place. And Rob Zombie has taken to Instagram and shared the blueprints. Mockingbird Lane set. Munsters house. The blueprints are done, Rob Zombie says in the Instagram post. Time to start the construction. Get ready for the most perfect Munsters house since 1964. I want this thing exact. Rob Zombie, The Munsters, Budapest. Now, that's interesting. So we actually have the shooting location, which is, of course, Budapest. But again, looking at the house, doesn't it look fantastic? Now, obviously, we're not seeing the insides or anything like that, and it is just, at the very least, an outside set. I'm sure they'll have individual inside sets, etc., etc. But this looks so good. The attention to detail is there. I mean, I'm genuinely just amazed that they've even taken, you know, the respect and the interest that far that they're going to make blueprints of this set. It looks great. It looks really, really, really good. Genuinely fantastic. So this is the stuff which starts to rest my mind at ease. You know, I look at it and I go, okay, look, hold on. I was wrong. You know, like I was wrong to have my negative aspersions thrown out there straight away. Hold my breath. Let's have a look. Let's see. Because this looks great. This does look fantastic. And there's other things that you know, have kind of dropped and been released. And again, look, let's just have a look. This is obviously part of an article from Deadline. It says Rob Zombie took to Instagram on Tuesday to tease his upcoming adaptation of The Munsters by sharing the blueprint for a key set. This all seems to have kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit. I mean, it is Tuesday now, but, you know, we've not been like rushing around waiting for this news. Because I think the sad part of this is, and they note here, is that it's made for Universal 1440 Entertainment, which either, well, the likelihood is it's just going to end up on Peacock. Which I think is a shame. You know, I think that is a shame. I'd like it to appear as a feature would be great. Wouldn't that be good? A feature? That'd be awesome. That'd be a good laugh. That'd be good. Anyway, the diagram he shared offered a glimpse at the Munsters house on Mockingbird Lane. The blueprints are done. Time to start the construction. It's good that they're shooting in Budapest. Budapest is a relatively cheap location to shoot in. A lot of massive films have been shot there recently. Blade Runner 2049. I believe actually they're shooting the Halo Showtime. Is it Showtime now or ABC, whatever? But they're shooting that out there now as well, or have been anyway. So it seems to be a really popular location, and that will obviously be to do with tax breaks and the cost of shooting, which is beneficial for a few reasons. Because again, if you're making this, you need the shooting location to be relatively cheap. 100% you need it to be relatively cheap, but you also need vast amounts of space where you can build something like this. And that seems to be one of the key reasons potentially that they're out there, would obviously be the budget and the cost, especially if it's on 1440 Entertainment. Now, previously, June 7th, Rob Zombie pulling up the 1313 Mockingbird Lane. The rocker turned filmmaker said on social media today that he will tackle The Munsters as his next film project. The adaptation of the 1960s creepshow comedy will be for Universal 1440 Entertainment, NBCU confirmed, which of course means, yeah, Peacock, which is the negative part of all of this. And I do think that that's negative. And you know, it's interesting. You know, Zombie directed 2 Halloween reboot films. I think those are the films which are potentially, they sort of mire everyone's opinion of him. And I agree. Like, I agree that there is the potential for that. And one thing I will say this, 100%. Please, Rob Zombie, don't cast, you know, your favourite lady in this goddamn Munsters revival. We don't want to see her. We don't want to see her. Or we want to see her, we don't want to hear her. Just don't do it. Please don't do it. I really sincerely hope he does not cast that woman in there. Seriously, God, man alive. Anyway, so he obviously had 3 from Hell. 31, he launched his feature filmmaking career with House of a Thousand Corpses, which most people tend to like, and followed that up with The Devil's Rejects 2 years later. He wrote and directed both, but didn't say whether he plans to write The Munsters as well. So we don't actually know who's writing this yet. Which could be good, actually, in fairness. If he's not writing it, and someone else is being roped into writing it, that could be really, really good. Now, I do have some sources that actually work for 1440 for Universal. At the very least, they're contracted anyway for 1440 Universal. And 9 times out of 10, because of the budgets and how they handle their films, it will be a director that is directing a film for them that actually writes the project. 9 times out of 10. And the reason is again, to keep the cost down. It keeps the cost down. You don't have to pay another writer, get other people to come in and write it, etc., etc. A director will come to them and then pitch it, and then it'll be that arm that budgets it and manages the production, which then keeps the cost down fully, rather than multiple people running around directing everything and writing, etc., etc. So, again, you know, The Munsters will probably go past a lot of people's heads in terms of what it is and things like that. But if you are familiar with it, you'll look at this picture, this blueprint, and be pleasantly surprised. I think. I hope. I hope you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think it looks really, really good. It makes me a little bit more confident about this project, especially from Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie is a long-time fan of The Munsters. He wrote a song about it. He's got the car. So, look, I get it. And I hold my hands up and say, yeah, I was potentially a little bit wrong in being incredibly negative straight from the off. I think this is positive now. I do genuinely think this is positive. So let me know your thoughts, though, down below in the comment section. If you're new here, please do hit subscribe. You stayed this long, you clearly like the content, so hit subscribe for more every single day. Guys, I am selling my Blu-ray for Breaking Lights. I haven't spoken about it that much. I've done a few videos on it. I did mainly announcements on Twitter, but there are only 25 copies left. So please do check out the link down below in the description box. It's a Blu-ray exclusive. It's my Lovecraftian psychological horror film called Breaking Lights. And there is an hour-long behind-the-scenes documentary. Cheers there, guys. Take care.